Hey everybody, another big question I get, that's kind of how I start my videos, obviously, because that is where a lot of my inspiration for different topics to go over comes from, so I can make sure I'm answering questions for you and getting the right stuff out there too, so you are interested in staying with this channel. So, um, with that being said, secondary fermentation is my big topic today. A lot of people say, why don't I do that? It's still good to age the beer, da 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 da. I get it. There's a lot of evidence out there for secondary um, for your beer. A lot of breweries do it for use bright tanks for clearing up their beer. But there's a lot of different things that those breweries are doing to make sure that beer is super sanitized to get over to that bright tank or what have you. They're also even just cold crashing to get the yeast off the yeast and stuff like that. All these things are easy to do in a brewery with big equipment and a lot of sanitizing type practices and experience. Keep in mind too. Um, Now with your homebrew, most likely you're using a plastic sort of fermenter or even a glass carboy. However, if you decide to switch on over to secondary during your fermentation, just be super careful. Sanitize everything as best you can. Also look at um, where it's going to, and reasons why. So let's look at some reasons why you would do that. One, it's a big beer and you want it to age a little bit. So maybe it's a big Scotch ale, like an over 10%er sort of thing. Maybe it's a big stout, whatever. And you want it to age out a little bit, and it will make a difference. I get it, but make sure you're really careful about moving that off of the current fermenter to the next one, because you're going to introduce oxidation to the beer. You're going to um, chance of infection for your beer. So you have to really figure out, is it really worth it? Now this is where um, even just putting it into your bottles or kegs can make a difference for that aging to take effect and then actually get the properties you're looking for in that more aged out, mature beer. So maybe think of it that way. Now, here's where you would have to do it, I guess. Let's say you're going to bourbon barrel age your beer either in an actual barrel or using wood chips and bourbon that was probably soaked on the wood chip sort of thing. That makes sense and is necessary to do. You want to also off the yeast cake for that process as well. But mostly, in most circumstances, especially if it's a normal IPA, a normal under 10% stout, that's basically most home brews. You do not want a secondary fermentation in your beer. You're not going to really get what you're looking for out of it. Um, I strongly go against it. That's my strong opinion there, I guess. I never really do, even for like an 11% beer. I just let it age out on the cake for a few days after. Um, Speaking of that too, since I'm on the subject of fermentation, um, quit opening your beer on your plastic fermenter, opening the lid, take a look at it. Wait till it's already slowed down on fermenting there. You want to wait for the bubbles to stop in the airlock. You're going to see the yeast cake drop down, most likely. And once it's down, give it a couple more days, then take a gravity reading to make sure it's done. Don't just keep on opening it and closing, opening and closing. You're introducing oxygen, which is also another bad attribute to the beer as well. Anyway, there's my recommendation. Don't secondary unless you really have to. Thanks for listening.